Greetings, fellow children, time and space. This is your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to some more of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We're going to be continuing our left. We're going to be continuing right where We're going to be continuing right where we last left off. We are going to continue some more of the main scenario. So without further ado, let's get started right away with today's adventure and see what's in store for us. On see! Ooh, I got some mail. I need to check that. Well, well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone who with its authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels, where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolo, where they're sold off. You said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after, I'm not gonna try and... Husatawi? I don't know. But I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The vulture's a slithery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. First, we need to lure him away from here. Over to Husatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. And using that will expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Wihutwi's carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there will be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign in innocence? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? I say let Zakawa have his duel. Thanks. I sure was lucky running into the two of you. You won't regret this, I promise. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was seen at Tomoya, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You'll watch by your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Hisatoi. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it! The Hyochoi were likely that Shitona's doing. What's his angle? And then there's the brat. It's past time I dealt with him. What's this? Ah, an unfamiliar face in these pods. Have you needed a dust watch, sir? What? Sakawa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. You have my sincerest thanks, sir. Might I trouble you to take me to him? Cactus! 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 You know what? Is this the place? I don't see him. Whoops, silly me. This isn't the right place. I see. Very well, lead on. Bomb! Bombs! 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 Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. This some sort of joke of all the... Let's keep moving. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. My patience is wearing awfully thin, sir. If he isn't at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret. What? Ah! No! Flee! Flee! Cactus! Dinosaur! Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw, needles and alls, cut the chit-chat. Bruh! Ooh! What are those weapons he's using? He's still wearing level 9... Lunar Envoy's, Sunfangs. Wait, Lunar Envoy? Oh, are those Tombstone, weapons? Alright, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Where is Sakawa? Tell me where he is or I'll bury you in the same grave. Confound it, he must have escaped. That's it. I've had it with these games and I've had it with you. Hey, wait, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest, you will have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry!
And my bag!
So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shisenuetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
Give me a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, my mom wants to call me. Who wants me to call her?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
What's the meaning of this, Wuhute?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
Wuhute, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? Huh. A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zekawa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Oh, you little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wuhute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. as are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zekuwa? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Here, this was Vawuklamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the vulture.
Okay, there we go. It ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Phew, finally it's over. I couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Now that we have a bracelet, let us return to Shishinezwa Springs. Will you be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. Ooh, blue quest, I see it. I want it. Give it to me. When the bill comes due. Say, aren't you the one who was stirring up a fuss in town not long ago? I could use a capable hand like yours if you'd be willing to lend it. The name's Tonozoe. I'm not from around here, truth be told. I live... Oh, dear God, what are these names? Yeah, no, I give up. But I'm here visiting my grandson. I was excited to see him after so long, but then I spied him dealing with some unsavory-looking man, exchanging unusually large sums of money. I confronted him about what I saw, but he'll say little more than, "It's just a misunderstanding," then grumble as he changes the subject. I realize this is sudden, but could you see if there's anything to be done to help him? He's in trouble, I just know it. Oh, a weight's been lifted off my heart. Bless you, sir. His name is Sitekwa. Last I saw him, he was hiding inside this here saloon, the Tomwatawa, with a red cap, pulled down over his face to cover those bruises, most like. You can't miss him. Is there something else here? A new face in town, eh? Well, what can I do you for? Thinks I'm in trouble, does he? There he goes, jumping to conclusions as usual. I thought it'd be less of a hassle if I didn't tell him. Truth is, I've been helping other folk in town with their money troubles. Matter of fact, the man you saw leaving just a moment ago is one of my clients. I should probably explain from the beginning. My work involves loaning Gil to folks having trouble with coin for one reason or another. There's a reason I don't lend them Pell, but I'll get to that in a moment. My family's lived here long before there was ever a town here, but then people moved in and they started expanding. Before long, Kimaka's family approached us about selling our land. It was around the time when trade overseas was gaining in popularity. I had it on good authority that Gil was on his way to becoming Kamakura's. Oh gosh. Sure enough, everything went as expected, and the business is starting to do well is not without its troubles, seeing as money is involved, but I never lend to any unsavory types. Your grandfather's worried sick about you. The whole point of me keeping quiet was so I wouldn't make him worry. Seems my silence only made things worse. He found himself in a real tight corner once. Gil's what got him there, and now he wants nothing to do with the stuff. When I told him about my idea to sell the land, the moment Gil came out of my mouth, his whole mood turned sour. He said he'd put everything in my name, and whatever happens after that is on me. It's not exactly easy to... Huh? What now? Give me a minute, guys. It's not exactly easy to bring up my work when it involves the one thing he seems to hate more than anything, but maybe it's time I changed that. This job does more than just put food on the table. I'm able to help people, help this town, but how do I get him to see that? I've got it. You're going to come and watch me work. Grandpa won't hear anything I have to say if it involves Gil, but he might come around to a first-hand account from you, so come and see what good my work does for Hisatowi, and how I help the people here. He did send you here to help me, didn't he? I promised to make it worth your while. Right then, before we get started, I should probably know who it is I am working with. Yami, eh? Well, Yami, our first job is to go and see a miner named Wakazawa. He has a pretty bad accident on the job a while back. Had no money for treatment or much of anything, really. So I loaned him the Gil he needed to keep on his feet. But now it's well past time he returns what he owes, and he hasn't said a word. There's been time enough for him to not only return back to work, but also receive his wages. Several times, in fact. He usually comes here into town when he's not working, and his shift ends soon. Meet me just outside of town. If we're lucky, we'll catch him just as he arrives. Here for the money? I was gonna pay, honest. I just mixed up the date is all. Can't we settle this later? I'm busy. I know you're lying, Wakwaze, and you're not going anywhere until you can look me in the eye and tell me why you're late paying me back. He's obviously hiding something, but I'm not looking to start trouble. I don't suppose there's anything you could do to persuade him. Maybe a little flex to show him we're serious. Ye cats, look at those arms! And those absurdly hardened neck muscles! Fine, fine, just put all of that away! It's all here, and with interest. If you had the money, why go through all the trouble of avoiding me? When I was still on the mend, my lady friend took really good care of me, see? I wanted to buy her something fancy to thank her, and well... I understand, really I do. But if you really want to make her happy, you need to get your life together. I'm willing to give you a loan one last time, but we're going to have a long talk about how to manage your savings first. You're right, what good am I to her if I'm out on the street without a gill or even a pell to my name? I'll give it some thought, and we could talk later. Can't blame him for wanting to show his appreciation to a loved one, but it's no excuse to get carried away with his spending. So what do you think of my job? The money I loaned him paid for his treatment and supported him through his recovery. That has to count for something, right? I'm still not convinced. Well, there's always our next client. When you're ready, we can be on our way. So far, I haven't seen any quests that give me, like, gear here, so it might be possible that this place just doesn't give me any. And you know what? I am so sick of seeing these blank spaces on my map. Let me fix this. Oh wow, there's an area I can't access because it's all the way off and off of the map. There's one area, just one. Ah! Snake! Oh Jesus! My bracelet! Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It is a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wukamata is blessed to have such devoted friends. Ooh, hiccups. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us more as long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond, but I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Can't say I'm surprised the Deputy Chief turned out to be the bandit's leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. I'd like to meet my two best friends, Kibukwana and Lewin. If it wasn't for you believing Zakawa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Zakawa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best part of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now, and lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the Dust Watch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We'll train night and day, so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Right, and you'll teach us how to draw your pistol so fast, won't you? Well, we won't need a duel if all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that you have my word. Until we meet again. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there is any way I can be of assistance. Were you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended, didn't I tell you? You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? It must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. At any rate, if you want to know when service will resume, you could speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station is just over there. Seems people aren't too happy about the train delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions, and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tuliyollal at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it
felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you! Thank you so much! I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
Nope, don't be. That's Gil in my pocket.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe.
What are these names?
And this grizzled mug is Zoppia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Wait. Oh my god! No shot! It's them! It's them! Hold on! Would you happen to be a fan of trolleys?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
It's them! Wait, it is his wife! That must be his wife! Wait! The crew is back! Oh my god!
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber.
That is hilarious! I love it! Oh my gosh!
So it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan Plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
I'm actually crying! Square, I love you. I love this game. I love this game. I wasn't expecting to run into people that I've met back on the first here of all places. Though no small number live in Shaloni, I must confess that I've never visited the home on the Hetsaro. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. And now we are getting gear once again. Come, let's follow Wawikla. There's another station on the way, so be sure to drop in. The train will be in the depot, but you can still see it from the outside. I've quite taken with the sleek design of the head end myself, though if you peek through the windows, you can probably catch a glimpse of... Oh my god, he's going off on it. Enough jabbering, Shenza! Thanks to these two, we finally have some real work to do, so let's get to it. We'll see you later. I suppose there's no harm in stopping at the station. It's on the way, after all. Check these. Nope. And no. Okay. I must confess, the train is an impressive sight. How easy it must be to ship goods throughout the wilds now. Right. Mehatazoan should be to the northeast of here. Let's continue on. I'm stuck on a tree! Ah, there you are. The village is just up ahead. Truth be told, I've never had direct dealings with the people of Mehatazoan, but I do know that the traditions mean a great deal to them, as does the land. Ah, such lovely clean air. It feels like a treat after the overpowering cerulean shifts in Nawazi Springs. The waters nearby are just as pristine. It's a paradise for people and animals both. I'm glad you appreciate the blessings of nature as we do. Greetings, travelers, and welcome. I am Hiwato, chief of Mehatazoan, and this is my son, Shepeto. A pleasure to meet you. He's so small. I thank you for the warm welcome and apologize for our sudden intrusion. Wait, no, he's not small. He's almost the exact same height as I am. What is this? I'm Walika, Station Master Zaktural Railing. The recent earthquake has damaged our tracks and we require timber to make repairs. This is Yami and Aaronville, who have volunteered to assist us with the restoration effort. You've a most curious air about you. Of oil and steel, tanned leather, and the faintest hint of meadows awash with unfamiliar flora. I gather you are not from these lands. I hail from Eorzea. Truly? I would love to know more of you and the lands you have seen. I'm told your people hold your traditions in the highest, yet I gather you are curious about those of others as well. But of course, nature is boundless, as is our love for our lands and our children. The Hetzo in particular have done much to guide our way of life. We're to hunt, to gather, to lay our heads. The Hetzo teach us all these things and more. It is for that reason, I believe, that we are attuned to the shifting winds around us. It's actually interesting that they actually could tell that despite me being the exact same species as them, they could tell that I'm not from around here. I see. That word, Hetzo, it means leader of souls in the Hetsaro tongue, does it not? It does. There are many creatures referred as Hetzo among the Hetsaro. Here we look to the Ronik for guidance. However, as you may have gleaned from our use of Etherites, while we are committed to our traditions, this does not mean we reject all outside influences. That said, there are certain things that give us pause. We will furnish you with the timber you require, but first, as neighbors in this land, we ask that you indulge us in a discussion. We'd be glad to, of course. Wonderful. Will you not often receive guests come such a long way? And my son is always so delighted to hear their tales. Now, if you'll follow me. I will speak frankly. We fear the winds of change will soon bring misfortune to the land. The Ronik have made the potential for danger plain. As you may have heard, their temperament has become erratic of late. A stableman Hisatobi mentioned that. Do you know what has caused this? We have our suspicions. Since others were drawn to this land by ceruleum, Shaloni has undergone a transformation. And the railroads are a part of that. As strong and resilient as they may seem, Ronik are sensitive creatures. The roar of the train as it thunders through the plains may well cause the distress. As my father said, we do not necessarily reject outside influences or innovations, but in this we can't help but worry. Understandably, I thank you for being forthright. This matter concerns not only the Hesaro, but all of Shaloni. Perhaps we should bring it to the attention of Valquana. Valquana, you say? We know him only through rumors, but he is apparently, how shall I put this? Hard-headed and aloof. He values technological advancement and efficiency to the detriment of all else. Mind your tongue, Geppetto! While there is a grain of truth to the rumors, he is not nearly as bad as they make him out to be. His journeys have changed him for the better. He's a bit awkward, so he tends to get misunderstood. He is a passionate man who cares for his people, like his sister. Is that so? As we admittedly have never met him ourselves, perhaps we were too quick to judge his intentions. Yami fought beside Valquana in the Rite of Succession. I take his word over rumors. You took a part in the Rite of Succession? You're that close to the Dawn Service? I was grateful for any help, but had no idea I had recruited a bona fide hero. The secession of Dawn Service filled us with uncertainty for the future, but there is clearly much we do not know. On this particular occasion, the winds of change are not meant to be feared. No, we must open our hearts and minds that we might see Valquana for who he really truly is. Do you think he might visit someday? Just as his father offered us guidance, I am hopeful that he will do the same. Thank you for hearing and allaying our concerns. I'm glad we could speak. As for your timber, we have freshly cut logs near the lake. Please, take all that you require. We're terribly grateful. I promise we'll keep the Ronik foremost in our minds as we continue working on the railroad. And if needs be, we'll seek Valquana's counsel. My thanks again for your time in the timber. We shall endeavor to return the favor. I hope to see you again soon. What the? Really? I gave you a chance. We've more than enough timber to fix the ties. Now we need to transport it to the station, which will be a bit more involved than I thought. I didn't expect we'd be given so much. Mind waiting here a spell while I ground up a few more hands in a Ronik? I won't be long. I'm glad that went well, and thankfully it seems we won't need to make several trips for the timber. Oh, hold on. These... Oh, and they glow! They have an effect! Wait! These are sick! I like these! I like these a lot! Okay, these might actually end up replacing the ones on my glamour. These look really nice. And, of course, anything that glows is just all the sweeter. Hang on, before we do anything else. There's a side quest here with my name on it. Not you, of course. We're going to get you later. You. What do you have? Nothing? Okay. Sir! Give me your side quest! Oh, there they are. What? Hostilities? Alright. Oh, stretch the legs! Stretch the arms! While we wait, we could get started moving the timber somewhere more accessible. It shouldn't take long if we split the work. Deliver the crated timber to the main road. Alright. Box! I should think this will be enough. That was mighty kind of you to move all that lumber. Sorry we didn't make it back sooner. We'll see to the rest. Once we repaired the tracks, we'll have you on the first train out of town. Ain't that right, Chief? As much as I'd love to make it so, there ain't any spots available. You'll have to wait for the one after, I'm afraid, but you'll be riding free of charge. It's the least we can do to repay your kindness. That's fine. Namika and no few others were here long before we arrived. It's only right they go before us. I hope you'll stop by and see the train off. It's a breathtaking sight, let me tell you. And Nita Weekway will be driving. No engineer compares to her, and it's always a treat to watch her work. The only work we should be worried about is our own Shenza, and we've still more to do. I'll find somewhere quiet near the station to pass the time. If there's anything else in Shaloni you're keen to see, I'll leave you to it. Oh, there's side quests there at the station. Just check. Holy shit, there's something way over there. Go check the other side of the ocean, of the lake. Bam, bam, bam. What? You want to start something? Go on! Sorry to trouble you, but how good are you at diving? Oh no. What? You can breathe underwater? In that case, you're everything I'd hoped for. Better, in fact. Alright, here's the embarrassing part. While I was fishing, I somehow managed to drop an irreplaceable ring into the lake. I scrambled to catch it before it sank, but I was too late. I tried diving in to search for it, only to find the lake is far too deep. I can't hold my breath long enough to reach the bottom. Never mind find a ring while I'm down there. Please help me get back my precious dusk ring. It's actually paired with another, this dawn ring. An enchantment changes their stones blue when close, and red when not close-ish. In other words, you could use the stone's color to find my lost dusk ring. It'd mean the world to me if you could bring it back. There's a lookout point down here? Why? Oh, here it is. You found it? I can't believe it. Before I go getting all giddy with excitement, could I have both rings, please? This... Bless... Oh, Jesus. Get them demons out! My goodness. Is there another one? Okay, I think I'm good. The tale passed down in my family tells of a man, one of our ancestors, who crafted the dawn and dusk rings to express his heart's desire to his true love. The magical bond that exists between the two rings joined them as a pair, much like Dawn and Dusk himself. Ever since, these rings have become the traditional gifts given in our marriage proposals. And now, my time has finally arrived. I'll never forget what you've done for me. I'll be sure to tell my future children all about it, and my children's children. I see a fate going on. Should I help? You know what? Screw it. snakes on the train line? Oh. Snake. Mike! We shouldn't fight! I'm a viper! You're a snake! A snake! We're brothers! We're brothers, snakes in arms! Arms! This thing is just thinking about killing me! Ah! Hey, level of 98, and that means I could go and do the next part of my roll quest, and I will be able to continue on from here and continue on with that. What on earth? Oh, what the hell? Ooh, telephone. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was expecting an Amazon package to come here, and that phone call was them asking me where my house was, because for some strange reason, some places don't recognize where my address is when they search for it on their GPS, so I had to go outside and meet with them in order for them to know that, hey, yeah, we live right here. But yeah, this headpiece that I got, I don't really like it, but it makes me wonder if this gear that I'm getting is the quote-unquote Mad Max looking gear that I know is in this expansion. It makes me wonder if that's what this is. Had your fill of the sights? Well, they appear to have almost finished. Upon proceeding, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yep.
Glorious grand machine indeed. I hope Namika was able to secure a seat.
Here she comes!
Wait, are the carrots just barrels?
Thanks to you, we managed to resume service much faster than anticipated. You have our gratitude.
There's nothing so enchanting as a cerulean-powered engine in motion.
Ain't that the truth? Don't think I'll ever tire of watching them chugging along. They make wagons look like toys.
And so long as we can lay the tracks, she can go on and on and on. Before you know it, she'll be crossing the entire continent.
Railroads are a somewhat recent addition to Thrall.
Ooh, there's some frame drops here.
We can only ferry folks as far as Yassolani. And from an operational standpoint, we still have much to learn. There's always some problem or another to deal with. But we'll keep working at it. We'll hone our craft and continue expanding till one day, our trains are running coast to coast. That's the ultimate dream. Goodness, I completely lost track of time. By now, I expect the train will be nearing Yassolani. When it returns, we'll see you on your way. So if you've got any preparations to make, you better make them quick.
Not another one!
You can't be serious.
Gods have mercy.
What are they looking at? What the?
What in the flying? What's happening?
Oh, the train! Nitobikwe and the others!
My home lies that way as well.
We're going to investigate. Right now!
What the? They're pulsing with the same energy as the Golden City gave. They're heading to Tuliolo!
What in the world? Are they heading for Tuliyola?
All this... What?!
Heavens forfend.
You're here. Good, good. They came from the sky and attacked without any warning. The people need our help.
Can you stand?
Try to remain calm, everyone!
What the?
I don't know what they are, but they're not men.
Someone help me, please! Oh!
Bastard!
What did it just do?
Thank you.
Save the things. Just get to safety. I'll hold the line here. Fall back to the palace.
Quickly! Before it's overrun!
Thank you, Bakul Jaja.
simply how I do things now. So, who wants to take my blade next?
That you should still live.
Zorolcha?
By the gods, what has happened to you?
This is your butchery, isn't it? After everything you've done in service to the throne, how could you betray us?
My demand is simple. The dissolution of Tuliyollal and surrender of all its territories. Refuse, and I will kill every last one of you.
Have you gone mad?
No. My ambition remains unchanged. To teach the masses the folly of war, that they cry out for peace, and thus unite the world.
What has changed you so much, and in so short a time? To harm the very people you swore to serve. This is an unforgivable deed committed by my son. My son!
You have heard my ultimatum.
And you will have my answer. By my hands, I will end your madness.
Papa, wait! I should be the one to do this.
No. His sins are mine to bear.
Fear not. Zorolcha is strong. He has never been Father's equal in combat.
Until now.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Jaja, my son. And forgive me.
He's not dead.
Despite his old age, the mighty Gulul Jaja remains a fearsome foe indeed. You retain the vitality of two souls, despite the passing of one. I shall even the odds.
No!
Papa?
Even the blessed are mortal.
Father!
You are no match for me.
Murderer. On my honor, as vow of resolve, I'll make you pay!
So the once faint-hearted girl would live up to her title. Very well. If only to demonstrate the disparity between us, I give you a chance to prove yourself. Rally the entirety of your strength. Lay siege to my kingdom. Strike me down, like I did father. Then, will you be his worthy successor?
Zralcha, wait!
My warships will remain in your skies. When you fail to prove your worth, I shall... Lol. Choose your next steps wisely.
No, Papa can't die. He can't. It is the Mad Max gear. Oh my gosh. Does it come? Oh wait, no, that's the necklace that I'm wearing. I was about to say, did it come with a tattoo? Hang on. Oh, that's what it does. Okay. How? How could this happen?
Enough. I am beyond saving.
Father, please. You can't give up.
Are you there, oh friend?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Look after my children.
What? I'm an old fossil like you. I've only got so many years left. But if that's what you want, it would be an honor.
You and I must go on another journey together someday.
Aye, you can count on it.
Oglamat. Kona.
Yes, Papa.
The graves of the Yokwi. You saw them, yes? I always found their teachings comforting.
Please, Father, you must save your strength.
Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. Through you, my hopes survive. Through you, I live on. So do not mourn me. Walk tall and see our nation to a brighter future.
Right. So, Val Wuklamat, Val Guana, I bring word from the city. The enemy has withdrawn, and the Landsguard have begun rendering aid to the people. Casualties within our ranks have hindered progress, but we continue to do all that we can. I thank you for the report. Please inform the Guard that they are to prioritize such efforts until further notice. The people. I need to help them. We will assist you in whatever way we can, of course. Thank you. Thank you. They are sure to be wounded everywhere, more than I could count. We'll split up and help all of them. You can count on us. Alphino and Alize, could you take Bayside Bevy, and Krowell and Airville, the palace perimeter? As for Yami, please come to the Resplendent Quarter with me. We'll all meet back here afterwards. My thanks. I'll be fine now. But we failed to protect the people. Why did so many have to die? Where were Val Wuklamat and Val Guana? They're not to blame, I understand, I do, but I need to clear my head. Thanks, I think I'm alright. Did you see them? Those soldiers? They look like people, but they killed and killed with no hesitation. If they attack us again, how can we hope to defend ourselves? Thank you, sir. But my husband and son, they were... Thank you. I thought I was done for. I heard something disturbing. The enemy leader, they say he looked like Saraja. But that can't be true, can it? Why would the first promise attack his own people? But if it was him, what happens now? Is he going to come back? What do we do if he does? Thank you. The pain is better now, but I can't stop shaking. Where did they come from? Why did they attack us? And why are those things still in the sky? We had peace under Kulul Jaja. We were safe, but now... You finished dating the people here? Thank you. There were children among the wounded. Children! No, now isn't the time. There are still others who need help. Could you go and see how things are at Talon March? And afterwards go and find Alize at Bayside Bevy. There is no evidence of significant damage from the battle. The fighting did not spread this far, it seems. The fresh scorch marks on the ground are doubtless from the enemy assault. The shop appears to have weathered the chaos, though its wares have been strewn across the floor. The port remains unscathed, but the enemy ships continue to loom overhead. I've helped all those I could find, and seen them delivered into the Landsguard care. As many casualties as there are, it would have been worse if the Landsguard hadn't fought as bravely as they did. And if Saroja actually meant to harm the people, I mean, look around, the buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he could strike whenever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. How is Lamachi? Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest, and soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to the Gornatruk Gleam Sands.
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on. Take it. Please.
Lamachi. Lamachi!
How could I?
Look at me, Lamachi. You need rest. You and him both. I will tend to this soul.
But my people... I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
I stood before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise. What good is a vow of resolve who cannot save her people?
We'll handle this. Together.
You'll stick with me. Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do, rather than what I can't. We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokhui still longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believed that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There will be no reasoning with him. He killed our people. Our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal. What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
I'm fine, just needed a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me, and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very Gleader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly. I struggle to make sense of it all. The strange soldiers, those floating ships, the new powers Zorolja commands. Given everything he's done, and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I cannot let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray, but I will make it my strength to do what I must. Right, I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Goanna. Could you and the others join us in a while? However we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Alize I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. Oh, you're back. By that I take it to mean Lamati is feeling better. She needs to be strong for the people of Tural, I understand that, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So if she intends to fight, then we fight, together. That said, I wish I knew exactly what we were up against. Clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like an automaton or a Magitech weapon I've ever seen. As far and wide as you've traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before. Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zoralja's new powers. Examine the fallen soldier. From a distance, it appears to be a simple armor, but upon closer inspection, its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it is made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. In place of where eyes or a mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of this helm. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. So, what do you think? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Indeed, while it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny, the lack of a face not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? So it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? We have, in the Skydeep cenote. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber went the gate to the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Okay, I can't really tell if these are new side quests or old side quests, but I'm going to check them all. Okay, that one looked... and that one's old. Those two are old, I remember, because there's that mysterious corn over there. I don't think I've seen this one up here. I know those two are old. Okay, that one has nothing. Okay, that one's got nothing. That one's got nothing. And there's something over at the dirigible land. Wait. Yeah, those are weaker. I don't need those. I already have them. In fact, yeah, I think I already have those. Let me see here. 645. No, I don't. I might have sold those actually, now that I think about it. Ooh, hiccups, Jesus. Looks like everyone is here already.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
By all means.
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Who does she... If they're... Oh. Is it more of us?
Greetings, everyone.
Graha! The goat! He's here! Oh, and Yastella's here too. Hi!
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest, but I gather circumstances are quite dire.
All is well in the annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors. Thanks to Wublamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Toral. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold?
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Toral nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
it led to another reflection.
Huh? Another reflection? You're kidding!
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter. I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Gulul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
Ah! Echo Train!
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns. They aren't Allagan, or Mahi, or Nemean. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
South Sea? You mean... in Mericidia? He looks so weird without his beard and whatnot.
Nothing. An earthquake?
None of this has ever happened before.
A void gate? Hey, this is different.
Cryo came from a different world.
Baby? Now, hold on. Why would you...
Now, what's this?
What is this? Who are you?
Cryo came from the Golden City.
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important, so Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Sharlayan, and raised her as his own.
Then the child was...
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself. Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
The forces that assailed Tuliyola. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections. But what of my home? What's become of it?
We're going to find out.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
You can say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I have to put a stop to Zeralja and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliyola. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the Dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
I know what I have to do now. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. There's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us, Yami? While you handle that, Aaronville and I will set to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Lance Guard announce the address. People must first know that there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you can see to the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy, Alize and I will split the rest of the city between us. Give me a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Aw. A friend of mine sent me photos of their dog. Such a cute looking dog too. Tuliyollal falls to the enemy. What will happen to us? To our homes, our farms, everything we've worked so hard to build. Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Wuklamat is planning to address the people. What's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Really? The Dawn Service have a plan already? They've lost so much, yet they are prepared to carry on. And standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. I still can't believe we were attacked. For a mercy, my family was spared. I don't know what I would have done had they come to harm. I understand Val Wuklamat is going to make an address soon. I'll be there, of course. Please, leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Gul'jul Jaja is slain, and yet Val Wuklamat and Val Kwana still fight for our nation, for us. Very well, if they would speak, the least I could do is listen. Well, that person won't need it, because they look like they're happy. Checking on everyone, are you? The city's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. Only by looking to the future can we overcome this crisis, and we'll all need to do our part. I've no doubt Val Wuklamat and Val Kwana will share similar sentiments at their address. It's not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Toral, but where else is there to go? You look like the well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Toral is beyond the enemy's reach. What of the lands across the Salt? I know, even if I ran, I know I'd regret it in the end. I love Toral. This is my home, and I know the Dawn Service will give their lives to defend her. I will put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Val Wuklama and Val Kwana mean well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we're to survive, I do not know if I can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy? So they're resolved to face this. Maybe it is too early to be thinking of running. Alright, I'll go and hear their address. I need to stock up food and medicine as much as I can, and what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, sir, but I'm busy. Too much to do in too little time. There's no telling when those stone men will return. I have to get out of here, find somewhere safe. Val Wuklamat wants to speak to us? Hearing what she has to say. Phew, cleaning up is tiring work. You've been busy helping as well, I'm guessing. Right now it's tough for everyone, but Tuliyola won't succumb to this. With the new Dawn Service to protect and lead us, we'll get through it together. I can't leave now. What if those soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have so many questions. I see. You will put my mind at ease to learn something, anything of the threat we face. Alright then, I'll go to the Winged Walk. Thank you, I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn Service has to say. It looks like you've brought quite a few people, thank you. Alice had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. Of course. My apologies for involving you all into Raleigh affairs. We are simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Tural, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zeralja and his army pose a threat not only to Tural, but to the Star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Yami. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. And it begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. Their father raised them well. That he did.
Lamachi, are you all right?
Yes. Don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralsha torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zoralsha and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan. Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother.
That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
We fight! We fight! We're Tuliolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolal!
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope. Together, let us show the enemy the might of Tuliolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation. Each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliolal will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
Listening to Wukoma and Kawana, I was reminded of my time at the First. While the Exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds they answered me. The people of Tural too will rise to occasion, this I can tell. Well, the hour of departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Wuklamat that... There you all are! Ah, Lamachi! You were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am. Seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up. Hope. It was all the encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave for the Jacques Tarel Skygate. Ooh, hang on. There's a side quest here. Oh, and you're giving me my handpiece. Thank you. Okay, so aside from everything else, this is the overall look for the level 60, and level 96 gear. Still need the earrings, still need the wrists, and the rings. Overall, aside from the headpiece, I like it. However, I don't think I'd consider this something I'd use as a glamour outside of the weapon. The weapon looks really, really cool. Cool, but I'd have to debate on that. I'd change the headpiece, though. I would definitely change the headpiece. Just making sure there's no other quests. A trying breed. That wasn't there earlier, was it? I don't think it was. Hang on. No, it wasn't. And that's another gear piece I need. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the live stream here for right now. I want to do some exercise for a few minutes, so I'm going to take a 30-minute break, do some exercise, and then we'll come back to this some more. So thank y'all for watching, and as always, as your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!